The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one. About God's love for us. And now for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 5 to 13.
When Jesus taught the crowds, he didn't drone on and on like some teachers of the law.
In accordance with Rule 4b, under Ordinance 6c, thou shalt not burn any yeast or honey.
Instead, Jesus spoke with conviction and authority.
Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who do what my Father in heaven wants will enter.
Soon, it wasn't just Jewish people who were paying attention to Jesus. Even some of the Roman rulers were captured by what Jesus had to say. One of these men was a Roman military commander who lived in Capernaum. We'll call him, Atticus.
Forward, march!
Atticus was in charge of about 100 soldiers, and whenever he spoke, they all jumped to attention.
And halt!
Now, Atticus had a servant he loved deeply, perhaps like a son. We'll call him Julius.
Tell me, Julius, why are all these people crowding into town?
It's Jesus, sir.
The teacher? He's here?
They say he healed a man with leprosy, just like that.
I've heard the stories. People flock to him everywhere he goes. Let's go see what he's like. Bring my cloak.
Yes, I don't.
Julius, what's wrong?
Maybe it was some bad fish he had had for dinner or too much time in the blazing sun. But Julius became sick.
The room, it's spinning.
So sick he had to lie down, shaking. Soon he couldn't even move. Atticus paced the room.
You'll get better. You've got to. There must be something I can do. I'll find this Jesus.
Atticus grabbed his cloak and hurried out into the crowded streets. Hundreds of people crowded around Jesus, shoving to get near, but the crowds parted as Atticus marched through, tall and commanding.
Jesus. I must see Jesus.
As the last few people stepped aside, Atticus found himself facing someone he knew at once was Jesus. The man's face read both compassion and strength. Atticus, always in control, suddenly found it very difficult to speak.
Lord, my servant, he lies at home and can't move. He's suffering terribly.
Shall I come and heal him?
Atticus imagined Jesus stepping through the doors of his house. Now he knew that Jewish law would forbid Jesus from entering the home of a Roman, but Jesus wasn't just any man.
Lord, I am not good enough to have you come into my house, but just say the word, and my servant will be healed.
Atticus thought of the way his soldiers obeyed every command instantly, without question.
I myself am a man under authority, and I have soldiers who obey my orders. I tell this one, go, and he goes. I tell that one, come, and he comes. I say to my slave, do this, and he does it.
The crowd was silent, intensely curious to hear what Jesus would say to this important Roman. But instead of answering Atticus, Jesus turned to the others around him.
What I'm about to tell you is true. In Israel, I have not found anyone whose faith is so strong.
Atticus could hardly breathe. He was so grateful that Jesus had seen such faith in him, an outsider, but he still desperately wished for his servant to be made well. Jesus turned back to Atticus and smiled.
Go. It will be done just as you believed it would.
Atticus felt as though a great weight had been lifted from his shoulders.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Turning, he rushed back through the crowds and retraced his steps home.
Surely Julius will be able to move now.
Atticus didn't even have to enter his house to find out. As soon as he stepped through the courtyard gates.
Did you find Jesus? I can move again. I'm well. It happened just like that. 22 minutes ago. And 36 seconds. 38 seconds?
Laughing, Atticus greeted Julius.
Yes to all of it. I saw Jesus. and there is no one like him.
Though Atticus was an important man himself, he had seen that Jesus, God's Son, was more powerful still and worthy of his complete respect.